Hello, everyone. If you're excited to be here like we are, honk your horns. Woo! All right. Well, today is UCI School of Medicine's second drive-in graduation. And last year was so much fun, so we're looking forward to having a lot of fun today with you. So it's really my pleasure to introduce you to my boss, amazing boss, who's been such a great supporter of all of you, Dean Stamos.
Welcome, class of 2021, and family and friends who have gathered here today. I'm thrilled to be here again on our second drive-through graduation, and I'm hoping it's the final one, right? We're all going to be happy when we can go back to some more normal approach. I'd like to acknowledge the medical education team, the vice deans, the chairs, and the dean scholars who are also with us here today to celebrate this momentous occasion with you and your family. And finally, welcome to those who have tuned in to watch on the live stream remotely in support of our graduates. Well, I'd just like to say again, congratulations, class of 2021, you made it. On behalf of the faculty and staff of the University of California, Irvine School of Medicine, I commend you for achieving this milestone. As you pause on all that brought you to this moment, as you pause to reflect on all that brought you to this moment, you are no doubt grateful to many. Family, friends, mentors who supported, encouraged, and advised you along the way. Many of them, of course, are here with you today, cheering your accomplishments, along with every School of Medicine faculty who had the privilege of interacting with you during your time at UCI. Times may change. No truer statement could be made, as we have all witnessed during this unprecedented time in history. But education is enduring, and your medical journeys will continue to blossom. Your graduation may mark the end of your formal school education, but it actually launches a lifetime of professional learning. UCI School of Medicine is dedicated to advancing the knowledge and art of medicine. Each year, we applaud the achievements of our medical school graduates who complete this rigorous program. For this class in particular, I want to acknowledge the tremendous adaptability and resilience you have demonstrated while enduring the adjustments that we had to make in light of the pandemic. You have all set an example of true grit, and I commend you. As a student of medicine, you will face adversity in your career, but know that you have the unique opportunity to make a significant, very personal impact on the lives of many people. Your training was designed to prepare you for this, encouraging curiosity and motivating you to make new discoveries and seek new and better treatments to improve health. I encourage you to find a way to harness the unparalleled experiences you've lived through this past year and throughout your entire education. Use them to your advantage and know that they have already played a part in shaping who you will ultimately become. As your class, the class of 2021, prepares for your future in medicine, know that I believe it will be you who will change the world for the better. As you enter the ranks of the chosen profession, you become the public face of this school. Through your work, people will see the positive impact of our mission: discover, teach, and heal. Our best wishes for success and our enduring support is with you as you continue your lifelong journey of learning. Once again, congratulations to the UCI School of Medicine class of 2021. I would like to now introduce our University Chancellor, Dr. Howard Gilman.
Thank you for those generous honks. Oh, there they are. What an absolute thrill it is to be with all of you as we celebrate the UC Irvine School of Medicine class of 2021. Let's agree, this is not a traditional gathering. Certainly less mingling than usual, less hugging and hand-holding and high-fiving. But we've figured out a way to make it work under extraordinary circumstances, just as we have all had to do for much too long now. I should tell you that we are gathering near a very special place, and I want to let you know about it, and we'll be announcing this to the campus on Monday. You think that we're gathering right off of Bison, but as of yesterday, Bison has become, and this part of the campus, the newly named Michael Drake Drive. And we are in the company of the president of the University of California, Dr. Michael Drake. President Drake, we're so grateful for your presence and leadership. Welcome back to campus. Great to be here. This amazing graduating class will have a unique place in our institutional memory as the most resilient and responsive and determined class we have ever had the privilege of knowing. 10 years, 20 years, even 50 years from now, you will recall these times to friends, children, grandchildren. Those who did not live through it will barely be able to believe it, and they'll want to hear what it was really like. Each of you will have a unique story to tell. Most of you will say it was difficult and uncertain and sometimes even frightening. But you will also be able to say that this challenging time brought out the best in you and in others. And you will tell them about the sacrifices you were willing to make in order to save lives, the steps you took to help others, the creative ways that you stayed connected, the strength and determination that you mustered so that you could continue to move forward and serve at a time when your service was most needed. So there is much to take pride in, much to honor, and today, much to celebrate. Class of 2021, really, what a tremendous day it is. Just consider all those years of dreaming, aspiring, planning, so many long days and late nights, the setbacks that were survived, a very long journey, a very high mountaintop, and here you are. Take a moment to appreciate the magnitude of the accomplishment. As you embark on the next chapters of your extraordinary journey, I urge you to balance your necessary confidence with humility and empathy, balance your well-earned authority with respect and kindness, balance your scientific sophistication with an enduring appreciation of the mystery, wonder, and grandeur of the human condition. And keep fighting for those who are too often overlooked and neglected. Your unshakable sense of justice will change your profession and our world for the better. May it be for you a meaningful and gratifying journey. All of us at UCI feel privileged to have played a role in your life. Please stay in touch and share with us your accomplishments. You're part of how we're demonstrating to the world the power of anteaters to make the world a better place. On behalf of all of us on the faculty and everyone on this campus who worked so hard to support and guide you, let me say to you, the UC Irvine School of Medicine class of 2021, that you have enriched us immeasurably, and we're grateful for the honor of having had you as our students. With great pride, we congratulate you, and we salute everyone who cares about you on your outstanding achievement that is represented by today's ceremony. Once again, congratulations on your tremendous accomplishment.
Thank you very much, Chancellor Gilman. I would like to now welcome Vice Chancellor for Health Affairs, Steve Goldstein, to the podium.
Congratulations, class of 2021. Today, we celebrate your accomplishments, and the structure of this celebration is unconventional. but it is no less momentous. Indeed, I think our drive-through commencement ceremony is an example of UCI ingenuity in action. And that is completely in keeping with what you will do with your careers. You are problem solvers. That can-do mindset will continue to serve you well. You have proven to be everything we hoped for, and we are filled with delight and pride. You've taken what we offered and prepared yourself to enter the world as healers, MDs, medical doctors, and you graduate today having demonstrated the 4 core competencies that we emphasize at the UCI School of Medicine: knowledge, skill, altruism, and duty. Over the past 4 years, you've studied tirelessly, embraced technology, learned to serve people, including the underrepresented and disadvantaged, and to focus on caring for the whole person, to advance their lives in wellness. In the past year, you've gone above and beyond during this pandemic, organizing personal protective equipment drives, translating COVID-19 patient education materials into Spanish, and providing child care for the frontline UCI healthcare providers. And for that, and all else you have done during your training, the world is already a better place. The pandemic has made it an interesting time to become a practicing physician, because others have seen how hard you work every day, and your commitment to caring not only for each individual person, but for changing the quality of care we give to all. Each of you will change the face of medicine in your own way. Indeed, we are depending on you to do that. At first, you will be unsure how to do some of the basics, but that will pass quickly. Then you will begin to observe things you think you can improve. You will see treatments that are not good enough, and you will develop new therapies. You will see policies that do not put the patient first, and you will change them. You will see health inequities, and you will devise solutions to redress them. We are counting on you to do this, and to do it better than we have done, in ways that we have not even imagined. Stand on our shoulders, push the boundaries, and never question that you can repair the world. So finally, I would like to give you 3 pieces of advice as a very old man who has traveled this path. First, do not expect to be perfect. You will make mistakes in your professional life and perhaps in your personal life. You have been taught what to do. Reflect on what happened, learn from it, and move forward. Second, support your colleagues, your family, your friends, and then be sure to afford yourself the same kindness that you're giving to others. Third, remember that the joy is in the journey. Keep learning, let your patients guide you, prioritize teaching the next generation, and give them what you were most pleased to receive. Class of 2021, today we celebrate you and your remarkable achievements. Your profession asks you to live lives in the service of others. This is both an honor and a responsibility, and we know you will continue to make us proud. Congratulations to you and your family.
Thank you, Vice Chancellor Goldstein. It is now my great pleasure to introduce our keynote speaker. He's already briefly been introduced, but our commencement speaker this year is someone very near and dear to my heart and to our hearts, Michael Drake, MD. Dr. Drake was and always will be a part of the UCI family, as he served here as our chancellor for 9 years. Under his leadership, UCI grew from a regional university to one of global prominence. We rose to join the top 10 public universities in U.S. News & World Report's annual list, and were ranked by Times Higher Education as the #1 university in the U.S. under 50 years old. During his tenure on the campus, Dr. Drake oversaw the establishment of the new schools of law and education, as well as programs in public health, nursing, and pharmacy. These programs, 2 of which are already schools, and 1 will be very soon, now comprise, along with the School of Medicine and the Samueli Integrative Institute, our Susan and Henry Samueli College of Health Sciences. UCI also became recognized nationally for advancing social justice through education and exemplifying environmental stewardship and institutional sustainability. Part of this recognition was due in part to Dr. Drake's leadership in developing the Prime LC program. Heralded as a revolution in healthcare and health equity development for 1/3 of the state's residents and the first of its kind in the UC system, Prime program, and Prime LC specifically, was launched first at UCI. In addition, Dr. Drake spearheaded the construction of Douglas Hospital, the centerpiece of UCI Health's clinical care environment, and a facility that you are all very familiar with. In 2014, Dr. Drake left UCI to become president of The Ohio State University. But as it wasn't long before he was lured back to California, in August of last year, Dr. Drake became the 21st president of the University of California's world-renowned system of 10 campuses, 5 medical centers, 3 nationally affiliated labs, more than 280,000 students, and 230,000 faculty and staff. It is my honor to welcome Dr. Michael V. Drake.
Well, thank you very much. Great to be here. Zot, zot, zot. I kept that in reserve. But it's great to see this anteater class of 2021. And I appreciate the warm welcome that my colleagues have provided to me as we've returned. It's really quite special to be here on this day. You know, as I think back and as we all think back and reflect over our lives, graduations are among the most special ceremonies that we attend. It's a time when families come together to focus on the achievements of one of them, but routinely that achievement is really the achievement of the whole family. And for those of you here today thinking about our graduates in this class of 2021, you can think about these graduates when they were children, when they were toddlers, when you first noticed that they were special and first noticed that they had a particular level of drive and focus, that they were going to be something and do something. And you watch that as it matured through school, through middle school, into high school and beyond. And I know for the parents and grandparents and siblings and uncles and all who supported our graduates during that time, that this journey through the educational system, this journey through life required a great deal of support, a great deal of focus, a great deal of compassion, a great deal of motivation. And so for the graduates that are here today, they really are the recipients of that focus, of that love, of that support over so many years. And if we could take just a moment to thank all of those of you here who brought our graduates to us today. And can we have a honk for the parents and the loved ones and the siblings? What really great work it was. And now here we are at the end of this phase of that work, at the end of that phase where our graduates are presented with their degrees and go out into the world to be medical doctors. And what a great pleasure and privilege it is to be a medical doctor. What a tremendous sense of responsibility there is, but also the trust that the world puts in you, the trust that feels like love in so many cases, and your ability to work with patients in that same sphere to make their lives better and to move them forward is one of the great rewards of medical practice. You know, it's been a while since I graduated from medical school. I remember well actually arriving at medical school at the beginning. I'd back in the day, you'd tie your horse up and, dust off and go in. And I'm only teasing. We had motor cars back in the day. But there were things that drew us all to medicine at the very beginning, and I think that were resonant throughout our careers. For me, it was a love of science. I was always fascinated through school at the way things worked and how to work with science to try to learn more about how the world worked. But also a love of working with people, of interacting with people, of the joy that we get from those human interactions. And then finally, the joy that you get by being the feedback, the positive feedback you get by being engaged in the world, by being given the privilege of making a difference in the world. I'll tell a story. My father was a physician, and I was asthmatic. And this is back in the day, and he saw patients. His moonlighting was seeing patients in what I realized later was the dining room of our house. There was a door from the kitchen that was locked shut, and I, as a child, always had imagined on the other side of that door was kind of Candyland, kind of a magic place of some good things happening. But I never quite figured it out. Later, I realized if you walked all the way around the house and outside, you came really back to that same place. And what was next to the kitchen, of course, was the dining room. But he had an office there where he would see patients after getting back from his regular work, patients from the neighborhood. And because of that, because of this office in the house, the kitchen was kind of like the place for sterilization things. So at night, routinely, there'd be hypodermic needles and syringes boiling on the stove. That was just a normal thing in the evening, and that was great. What I also remember, though, is that in the refrigerator were little vials of epinephrine, which is the medicine that I needed when I would have my asthmatic attacks. And so, like, the ER happened to be in the door of the refrigerator. And I remember even those days long ago that one of my asthmatic attacks would come on. It'd routinely be in the middle of the night or something, and I hated to wake him up because who wants that to happen? And so I have this memory of going and standing by my parents' doorway, hoping it would get better, and being there for whatever minutes it was, half an hour, kind of into the night, and finally saying it's not going away, and I'd go and wake him up. And as I said, always did that reluctantly. And we'd go into the kitchen, he'd put the syringe together, get the epinephrine, and I'd get my injection. And a minute or so later, 2 minutes or so after that, I could breathe again. And I really learned by living the magic of the miracle of medical science to be able to relieve suffering, to make someone feel better. I was a 5 or 6-year-old asking for an injection that I knew was going to hurt, but it was going to get me better, and it worked all ways, and I really became a true believer through the living of it. Something else that I remember, though, and I reflected back on this later, is that when he did this, when I woke him up in the middle of the night, and when he gave the injection, when we sat there, he always seemed pleased to be able to do it. He was not annoyed at me for coming to bother him. It wasn't a nuisance that I had interrupted his evening, but it was actually a privilege for him to be able to help. And I thought about that from the other side later on as I was thinking about my career. And it was interesting that patient after patient through all the years, the great payback, the great reward for the ability to be able to practice medicine was that privilege of being able to meet with someone when they were vulnerable and broken, to be able to have them take you into their trust and to be able to do something for their benefit that made their lives work better. And that little bit, day by day, patient by patient, I think is the reward of the pathway that you have chosen. So I applaud you. I applaud you for that. Let me say a couple of other things at this phase. Is my wife would say I went from the active practice of medicine to becoming a petty bureaucrat, and so I appreciate that, dear. But let me say that as I look back on the time when I practiced medicine more accurately or more actively, there were several things that worked well for me that I want to share with you as bits of advice or things to remember. So one thing that I remember was something that my father told me at this point when we were sitting in the audience during my graduation, a couple of weeks before starting internship. I had the great joy and sense of achievement of finishing medical school, and then the great fear of being able to be thrust into the wards that have to really take care of actual people who really needed me. And so there's that tension balance of this moment. And as we were sitting there in the audience, he patted me on the leg and he said, you know, just remember, no matter how much you know, when you get to the wards, the nurses know more. And I said, I will remember that, Dad. Yeah, how about a honk for nurses, if we could? That would be great. And actually, it's a honk for nurses and a honk for pharmacists, a honk for the people on the wards, the people who are doing all the things in the medical team that really allow us to bring the care to people that they need. And really what he was saying to me was that, you know, you'll be the medical doctor, you'll be there many times, you'll be the leader of the team, but it really is the team that brings the knowledge, the team that comes to the aid of the patients, the team that lets us do our very best. I have a quick story to tell about teamwork, something I went through a bonding, a team-building exercise with my office a couple of years ago. There were about 15 of us. And this particular exercise, the facilitator had us, we're sitting in a conference room with a big screen in front of us. We sat in a semicircle, all looking at the screen. And this particular exercise, the facilitator flashed on the screen a collage, 50 or so images of things, a bicycle, a stoplight, a truck, a gorilla, a bridge, a whole series of unrelated images, all there in a collage. And they flashed on the screen for about 3 seconds. And then the screen went blank, and then we were given a piece of paper, and we were asked to write down what we saw. And so each of us wrote down, and it turned out that in those 3 seconds that average person could get 4, 5, 6, maybe 7 things they could remember that they saw in this collage and write it down. So we all wrote down those things. And then he went and started asking us one at a time what we saw. And the first person mentioned the things that she saw. You know, she saw the Cat in the Hat, the Eiffel Tower, the Brooklyn Bridge, whatever she saw. The next person gave, and that person saw the Eiffel Tower, but also a school bus and a baseball. A little bit different, but not quite the same. The next person, the same thing, different. Some overlap, but not quite the same. And when we went all the way through, and some people saw things that no one else saw in those 3 seconds, and we got through to the end. And when we got through to the end, the message that we saw really was we could all be in the same place, looking at the same thing at the same time, and see different things. And actually, no one of us could see all of it. Some of us saw things that no one else saw. Some things were seen by everyone and agreed on. But really, the wisdom of the group, the vision of the group, the experience of the group gave us the broadest opportunity to see what was actually there. And by sharing it, we all learned more about what was there. And so the entire team that comes to the aid of the patient, the entire team that you're working with, that entire team is where the greatest power of healing comes from. And I know that you will work closely with and employ that power on behalf of your patients and on behalf of medical science. So the first thing that my little first bit of advice is to pay attention to those others that you're working with and know that the power comes in all of us working together. Second bit of advice I'll give comes from my father-in-law, also a physician. A great time working with him over the years. He told me something that was really meaningful to in my career, and he said that when he had finished examining a patient and was leaving the room, leaving the hospital room, wherever the patient was, he would ask himself as if he bumped into the chief of service as he was walking outside the door. Actually, my father-in-law was a classmate of Dr. Major's father in medical school, so nice to see you, Carol. Yeah, hung for Ben, by the way, good. But as he was coming through the door, he'd say, well, gosh, if I saw the chief of staff coming through at the same time, would that person be able to go into the room and examine this patient and find something that I hadn't found? And if that were true, if she were able to find something I hadn't found because I didn't know it, well, then I could learn from that experience, and that would be a good thing. But if she found something I didn't find because I hadn't done my best exam, well, then I haven't done my best work, and that's not acceptable. And he'd turn around and go back in and re-examine the patient. And I will tell you that in examining patients over the years, 1,000 times, I went back and took another look to make sure that I'd gotten it right and I'd done the best that I could. and making sure that my exam was always my best exam was something that I held myself to, and it helped ever so much. The third thing I want to say that came from another colleague, this was a mentor in medical school, a man named Holly Smith, and we became friends and colleagues. Although he had been my professor, we became friends and colleagues later on in life. And once, about 15 years ago, we were chatting about something, walking across the street, and he patted me on the shoulder and said, well, remember that the difference between A and A+ is huge. And Holly Smith was an A+ person, and that really rang true for him. And what it really means is that a good job is a good job, but your best job is your best job. And so if you can remember to take your best work to every patient every time, if you can remember to do your best examination on every patient every time, if you can make sure to employ the entire team to the benefit of every patient every time, your career will be outstanding. You'll do great work and make real differences for those people that you work with and for the enterprise that you support. You know, you have persisted through one of the most challenging global health crises in our global history. With the support of your professors and your peers, your friends and family, you have arrived at this moment. And I know your training here at UCI and the UCI School of Medicine has equipped you with the tools you need to thrive, and those tools that you need to help your patients and communities do the same. The advice that I gave today came from my long experience, and I hope that it's useful to you. I would give something else as advice in closing from the heart. The first is, always remember the humanity of your patients and of yourself. The second is to keep your values at the heart of your practice, to fight for your patients. And finally, to fight for a world where every person has equal access to care that enables them to pursue their dreams, to fulfill their human potential. This is a wonderful day for you, a wonderful achievement for you and your families. There's great promise in the future. We are so excited and so proud of all you've done. We're so thrilled to be able to follow you as you do great things in the future. Congratulations, graduates. Take good care. Fiat lux.
Thank you, President Drake. We will now welcome senior class presidents Kevin Barra and Emily Frisch, who will address their fellow graduates.
Class of 2021. I'm so excited to be graduating with you all.
It's a huge honor to stand here alongside you, your loved ones, President Drake, and our amazing UCI faculty. My name is Emily Frisch.
And my name is Kevin Barra. We had the great pleasure of serving as fourth-year class presidents.
Today is all about celebrating how far we've come and the prospects of a productive and fulfilling future.
Class of 2021. Today, we are not simply in a parking lot. This is the launching pad that propels us as physicians.
The first week of medical school is not unlike the last week. We're all together, excited, nervous about the next steps. But the difference between the first week of med school and the last week is we don't have a histology exam that we have to study for. First year at UCI was filled with comical growing moments like that, and it served as our foundation for our medical careers. Together, we spent hours studying in the anatomy lab with Dr. Wiki, grabbing coffee at the MedEd Cafe, and maybe even dating. Ariana and Justine have been our fearless class presidents since MS1. And thanks to them, we had incredible retreats, yacht formals, med games, and amazing post-exam socials. And thanks to UCI and Dr. Fox, we got to learn a lot of ultrasound too. Most importantly, we built foundations for our friendships, mentorships, and our passions.
After first year, we enjoyed our last true summer ever. A big part of UCI was the international ultrasound trips. Nearly half our class went on 4 different ultrasound trips, accomplished amazing things abroad. We had UCI medical students supporting clinical care and community-based research in Panama, Indonesia, Tanzania, and Switzerland.
And fresh off a great summer, we returned to campus as second years with a bounce in our step. We knew which classes to watch on 2 times speed and how to multitask efficiently. Coffee shops and libraries quickly became our new homes, and Sketchy Medical was our entertainment of choice. We also enhanced our clinical skills under the amazing leadership of Dr. Ray and our fabulous Dean Scholars. They do deserve a hawk. Second year was when we found our niche. We balanced studying with leading incredible and impactful organizations that created lasting change in our communities. Many students developed new electives and interest groups. And at UCI, you could see students serving across California, Mexico, and all over the world, making incredible impacts in clinical care and our community's health.
Spring of our second year will become obscured in a lot of our memories for a good reason. We all know why. It was step 1 time. It was the most demanding stretch in our medical careers, but it strengthened our mental fortitude to withstand the rigors of a life of learning, a life in medicine. Oh, I almost forgot to mention, our class also killed it on step 1, getting well above the national average. Needless to say, we had a very smart class. And then we transitioned into third year. Third year was a very important year for us. It was our first exposure to many specialties, and the most important year to make our specialty career choices. And to no one's surprise, our class thrived during third year. We thrived during rotations. We started third year knowing we were lowest on the totem pole, only worried about how to properly scrub in during a surgery case, or intensely focused on not dropping the baby in OB, or spending the whole hour trying to memorize our presentation for internal medicine, only to read off our notes 2 sentences in. But so many of us found our true calling during third year, affirming our passion to serve.
But then the unexpected happened during the middle of our third year. The COVID-19 pandemic took our world and changed our lives. Students, friends, and family were deeply affected by the emotional and physical tolls of COVID. And for our own safety, rotations were canceled for several weeks. It would have been easy to just stand on the sidelines, but that's not who we are as class of 2021. We took action and we adapted. We did not back down. Instead, we took it upon ourselves to be proactive for our community, families, friends, and our patients.
We set up PPE donation drives, and made 3D face shields, goggles, and masks to be used at UCI hospitals, designed COVID antibody studies, and helped administer vaccines to underserved neighborhoods in Orange County and Los Angeles.
We made an honest effort to address the social issues and serve as an advocate in and out of the hospital. We addressed the prominent social issues that roiled our country. And in that context of social reflection and challenges, our class made serious and concerted efforts to make an impact.
Thanks to Casalucci, Kelly, and Sean, the LEAD ABC program was created to support African, Black, and Caribbean communities. And as the founders of this program, they led by incredible example. And that's what I love about our class. We understand the role and duty we have as medical students and future physicians. We are care providers, but we also lead by example. Third year was a difficult year for us, but it showed that we were all ready to take on the real world.
And still in the throes of the pandemic, we zoomed our way through fourth year. As fourth year medical students, we rose to the occasion. We were subized during an uncertain time in clinical care, and we tried to support our residents and attendings. But amidst this global pandemic, we felt like we were operating in the eye of the storm, trying to do work as normal and as routinely as possible with what seemed like chaos all around us. Patients were not allowed to have family members visit, so our class served as the patient advocates. And instead of loved ones, it was you and me who held our patient's hand and who was there for them in the hospital. It allowed us to form a bond with our classmates that we could not have anticipated. We supported each other on a whole new level.
While the world felt closed, we applied to residency open to new opportunities. We experienced the first ever virtual residency interviews. And while we may have been in shorts and flip-flops on the lower part of our body, we adapted seamlessly to the online interviews, the socials, and the meet and greets. We had incredible leadership from Dr. Osborne, our deans, and the med ed staff. To make the dynamic year of 2020 memorable and impactful. Ursula, Nancy, Ariana, Adrian, and many, many more made our last year of medical school possible with the ever-changing environment. We cannot thank the UCI MedEd enough for the endless support that helped launch our medical careers in such unprecedented times.
So a lot of us came to medical school hoping to just become great doctors, but instead we're graduating medical school knowing we're part of a family. And I am absolutely certain we are going to be amazing physicians. And I am just so proud of what everyone has accomplished. And we are going to be so successful in life, not because of how intelligent or smart we are, but rather because of those invaluable characteristics that make us who we are. We are compassionate, loyal, and humble. And most importantly, we know how to treat people as they want to be treated.
And that's what's so amazing about this class. I can't count the number of times we've had each other's backs, supported each other through tough times, and it just showed how much we are as a class. That's so precious about us and something that we should never lose, no matter how hard life gets as physicians. That authenticity of wanting to help each other, going above and beyond, because that's ultimately where you get true happiness from.
Family and loved ones, you should be so proud of what your graduates have accomplished. This is the greatest class anyone could have imagined.
I wish there was a way to know you're in the good old days before you've actually left them, because that's what we had in medical school.
We're going to look back at these past 4 years and cherish it for the rest of our lives.
These are the years we'll tell our grandchildren about.
Congrats, class of 2021!
Thank you, Kevin and Emily. Now I'm pleased to invite Dr. Chuck Vega, Dr. Carol Major, and Dr. Candace Taylor-Lucas to share with you about our two mission-based programs, Prime LC and Lead ABC. Prime LC is the program in medical education for the Latino community, and Lead ABC is leadership education to advance diversity for the African, Black, and Caribbean community. Today, in addition to receiving their MD degree, many students are celebrating their graduation from these programs.
All right, thank you, Dr. Stamos. Y primero, felicidades a todos los doctores y doctores nuevos de la clase de UCI de 2021. Woo! All right. So Prime LC was formed in 2004 in no small part thanks to the advocacy and tremendous passion of this man to my right here, Dr. Michael Drake, to create not just outstanding clinicians, but real leaders and activists for California's poor and disenfranchised Latino communities. These students come into our program already versed in these communities. They are from these communities. and they go on to get extra training in leadership and advocacy during their time in Prime LC, and now can go out in the world and make it a better place. They have done tremendous things while they're in training here, including some of the things mentioned during this pandemic, which has been such a stressful time, particularly for Latino communities, and I couldn't be prouder of this class. They've shown resilience, they've demonstrated their passion, and they have demonstrated a togetherness and a coherence that we've come to expect from this outstanding program. And I couldn't be prouder to be associated with these students. So proud of our class of 2021. And I can't tell you enough, congratulations to all of you, and especially the Prime LC class of 2021. Thank you. And now it's also my distinct pleasure to welcome Drs. Carol Major and Candace Taylor-Lucas to represent Lead ABC.
So, good afternoon, everyone. Actually, I've never talked to a bunch of cars before, so this is kind of weird, but I'll do my best. My name is Dr. Carol Major, and this is Dr. Candace Taylor-Lucas, and we are both the co-directors of Lead ABC. Lead ABC stands for Leadership and Education to Advance Diversity, African, Black, and Caribbean Communities, and it's dedicated to producing leaders to address the health needs of diverse Black communities. About 4 years ago, one of our graduating students, soon to be, Dr. Kasaluchi Inendu, came to me and asked me, why wasn't there a program like Prime LC for Black communities and Black students? She thought it would be a great idea if we started a program like that. So together with the help of Dr. Lee Buckland, and a lot of other people and a lot of hard work and dedication, Dr. Inendu's great idea was transformed into a beautiful reality, and that is now Lead ABC. Lead ABC is a mission-based program that has a goal of developing the next generation of physician leaders who are committed to public service, social justice, and advocacy within the African, Black, and Caribbean communities. We are committed to training compassionate physicians who are going to provide quality healthcare and reduce healthcare disparities in the ABC communities. You know, it's funny, a lot of people wondered and a lot of people doubted about whether or not a program such as Lead ABC would be able to attract Black students and their allies to Orange County, California. It seemed like a pretty big reach. But the saying, build it and they will come, has actually turned out to be true. Although we only have 3 Lead ABC scholars graduating today, our first-year medical student class this year had 11 Lead ABC scholars, and our incoming class actually has 13 Lead ABC scholars. And that's out of 104 students. So you know what? We built it well, and we are thriving. Our scholars are amazing. Our scholars are amazing. They sell our program with their excellence. They have updated the medical school curriculum by adding components confronting anti-Black racism and fostering cultural humility. They're also community leaders. They've spent their time disseminating COVID-19 vaccines to underserved communities in diverse cities throughout Southern California. They've established meaningful partnerships with Black churches and agencies in Orange County. They've created and worked at health fairs, and they lead community educational sessions. They're basically everywhere. They're awesome. Our scholars have written and received grants, and soon will publish some of their accomplishments. What's amazing is our scholars also created a documentary highlighting Black voices of patients in Orange County, which has become part of our own medical school curriculum. It's part of our residency as well. And tomorrow, it'll be part of the nation. It's going to be shared with the nation at an American Medical Association conference tomorrow morning. So Dr. Taylor-Lucas and I are so very proud of our graduating scholars today. They've paved the way for the program's success. We're actually in constant awe of their humanity, their talents, their drive, and their strength. You know, our lead ABC scholars have arrived. We've arrived as a program, and we're ready to continue to make a difference. We celebrate our scholars today, and we will continue to celebrate our scholars every day. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Dr. Major, Dr. Taylor Lucas, and Dr. Vega. I'm so immensely proud of what you have led. I would now like to invite Dr. Convon Leigh Buckland, our Vice Dean for Medical Education, back to the podium to administer the oath for the Doctors of Medicine to the class of 2021.
Okay, technical difficulties, all good. This is what we do as doctors. All right, so class of 2021, congratulations! Woo! So 4 years ago, you guys remember me, I was standing up here at your white coat, and I asked you the day before to describe one word that described a good doctor. What were those words for you? And you gave me many words, but the top 3 words were compassionate, empathetic, and caring. You know, it's interesting because if I had to describe your class, those were the 3 words I would choose for you. You have been so wonderful and caring to each other, to the community, to the medical education team. I just can't say enough how wonderful you've been and compassionate. When the pandemic hit, it was a big surprise to all of us and a big challenge. It was very stressful. We were anxious as students, faculty, administrators. We didn't know what lied ahead. But you in your hearts cared for everyone. You sprung into action. You organized mass drives. You delivered food to those in need. You even walked dogs for people because our frontline workers were just really, really overtaxed, caring for very sick patients. You know, I'll never forget that you organized a really nice Zoom photo collage, and I see some of you in that picture here. You know, that collage really touched the medical education team. So what it was they created a collage, Zoom photo with different letters, and they just spelled out a message to us that said, you know, thank you so much for being here for us in tough times, and we couldn't do it without you. And that really hit us at such a perfect time because we were feeling really overwhelmed, changing the curriculum, doing all these things, making sure you're safe. And that really meant a lot to us. And Dr. Osborne is here, and she can say, you know, that was a wonderful thing. And what was even more wonderful was our colleagues across the country. I shared it with them, and they were very jealous of us. I said, you know, we have the best students, and they said, you really do. So give yourselves a honk for that. So on your first day of medical school, you said you wanted to be compassionate, empathetic, and caring doctors. And I can tell you today with confidence that you really are those doctors. Woo, yes, big high five for all of you. Okay, so to commemorate your journey from white coat to graduation, we're giving you each a tile like this. I'm modeling it for you. And on it is all these words that you gave. It's upside down. Okay, all these words that you gave to describe a good doctor. And I hope you'll hang this somewhere, take it with you, and just remind yourself of all the qualities you wanted in a good doctor and all the qualities that you truly are today. So congratulations to you. All right, so you're becoming doctors. And at your white coat, you did an oath for medical students. Today, you will do the oath for doctors. Woohoo! So this oath, we have a big responsibility as physicians, as you've seen the last year. And this oath is just a reminder to us of our pledge in this profession and why we do it. I want to invite, at this time, Dr. Megan Osborne to administer the oath along with me. And Dr. Osborne is no stranger to our students, but for those who are joining in, she is our Associate Dean for Students. Woo! Let's give her... And, I'm really proud to say that she's also our recipient of the Medical Education Leadership Award this year for all her tremendous resilience, hard work. She makes us laugh all the time when we're feeling stressed out. She really deserved the award. So please join me in giving her a big round of applause. Okay, you guys ready? Your oath is at the front of your program. So turn to the front of your program and please raise your right hand if you can and read the oath along with us. We're just going to alternate reading the oath. Since you're in your cars, we will have you just read along with us. Okay, you ready? Today, in the presence of family, friends, teachers, and colleagues, I dedicate myself to the profession of medicine.
As a physician, I pledge myself to the service of humanity.
I will use my skills to care for all in need without bias and with openness of spirit.
I vow to hold sacred the bond between doctor and patient.
I will hold in confidence all that my patients entrust to me.
I will strive to alleviate suffering.
I will respect the dignity and autonomy of my patients in living and dying.
As a physician, I recognize my duty to society.
I will work to promote health and prevent disease.
I will advocate for the welfare of my community.
Even under duress, I will not use my knowledge or my skills against humanity.
I will acknowledge my limitations and my mistakes so that I may learn from them.
To uphold these responsibilities, I will maintain my own well-being and the well-being of those close to me.
As a physician, I will promote the integrity of the practice of medicine.
In the tradition of my chosen profession, I will honor all who teach me this art.
Through honest and respectful collaboration with my colleagues, I will seek new knowledge, re-examine ideas and practices of the past, and teach what I have learned.
Above all, the health of my patients will be my first concern.
This oath I take freely and upon my honor.
To give the members of the graduating class the opportunity to reflect on their own personal commitment, we will now observe a moment of silence. At this time, Dean Stamos, I invite you back to the podium.
Thank you, Dr. Leigh Buckland. I now wish to announce the conferring of hoods. AMSG Presidents Justine Shin and Ariana Nassé, lead ABC student Sean Williams, and Prime LC student David Bustillo will now announce the names of the graduating medical students.
All right, graduates, it's time to get hooded. You will stay in your cars until instructed to line up at the stage. The hooding ceremony will be projected in the screen behind me. And at this time, we would like to invite our Prime LC and Lead ABC students to the stage. They will be followed by their peers.
Yeah, they're just gonna hand you their cards and then you will read.
All right, if you are Prime LC or Lead ABC, we welcome you up here to the left of me.
Testing. All right, so our first graduate is Oksana Rodriguez Torres. She's a member of the Prime LC and she matched into medicine. She's also a recipient of the Gold-Headed Cane Award and also a recipient of the Leonard Tao Humanism in Medicine Award. And also another recipient of another award, the Joel E. Myers MS4 Service to Community Award.
You're going to stay up here the whole time. I'm going to give this to you.
All right, the next graduate is Alfonso Ortiz Cruz. Another part of the Primal Seed also received his MBA here at UCI at Paul Merage School. He matched into psychiatry and is a recipient of the Nick David Hart Leadership Award.
Just do there. I'll take care of everything.
Thank you very much. All right, our next graduate is Karina Mireles Romo, who matched at UCI into emergency medicine. Congratulations. Congrats, Karina. Yeah. I'll stay here. Spriga. Thank you. All right. Next up, we have Briga Mullen, who matched into family medicine and is a member of the Alpha Omega Alpha Honor Medical Society. Thank you. Hey, Jordan. All right, next up we have Jordan Kahn, who matched into medicine and also a member of the Gold Humanism Honor Society. Thank you. All right, next up we have Marlene Torres, matched into psychiatry at UC San Francisco and is also a member of the Gold Humanism Honor Society. Thank you. Thanks. All right, next up we have Alan Winger, matched into emergency medicine at Sidney Kimmel in Philadelphia. Also obtained his Master's of Public Policy here at UC Irvine. Nice job, dude. Thanks, buddy. Yeah. Thank you. All right. Next up is Allison Slater, who matched into family medicine up in Santa Rosa. She's also a member of the Gold Humanism Honor Society and is a recipient of the Outstanding Graduating Student Performance in Family Medicine Award. Hey, David. Get a haircut, dude? Look at Chuck. All right. Next up, we have David Avila, who matched into pediatrics at UC San Francisco in the Prime Plus program. Is it okay that I do programs?
Yeah, you're doing
okay.
awesome. Yeah. If you know it.
Not all of them, but. All right, next up is Jessica Membreno, who matched into psychiatry. Hey, how you doing? Hello. Oh. Okay, perfect, thank you. Plus? Thank you.
Right, here
Thank
go.
you. All right. Next up, we have Robert Francis Talau Bukayu, matched into pediatrics at UC San Francisco, also a member of the Gold Humanism Honor Society, and also a recipient of the Outstanding Graduating Student Performance in Pediatrics Award. Another award, he's a recipient of the Nick David Hart Leadership Award, and another last award, the United States Public Health Service Excellence in Public Health Award.
All right, everybody. Our next graduate is Dr. Kasalucia Nindu. She's a member of the LEAD ABC program, and she matched into psychiatry at the prestigious Yale University. She's also a member of the Gold Humanism Honor Society and a recipient of the Senior Humanitarian Award, and also a recipient of the Medical Education Leadership Award. Next up, we have Dr. Emily Frisch. She matched into obstetrics and gynecology at the Cleveland Clinic. She's a member of the Alpha Omega Alpha Honor Medical Society, and she's graduating with distinction and educational innovation. Our next graduate is Dr. Mark Rupasinghe. He's an MD, MBA candidate who is matched into interventional radiology. Next up is Dr. Kevin Barra. He matched into internal medicine at Loma Linda University. Our next graduate is Dr. Joseph Canavala. He matched into neurology at UCSD.
Dr. Logan Grimond, who matched into urology and is a member of Alpha Omega Alpha Honor Society. Dr. Edward Choi, who is graduating with the combined MD, MS, BATS, and matched into urology, and is also the recipient of the Dr. Harry Her and Sherry Donat Scholarship. Dr. Daniel Azam, who is graduating with an MD, MBA, and who matched into ophthalmology. He is also graduating with the Medical Arts and Humanities Award, as well as a Dr. Harry Her and Sherry Donat Scholarship. Dr. Kayla White, who matched into ophthalmology. Dr. Christine Pham, who matched into dermatology.
Dr. Shannon Scotchko, who matched into general surgery and is the recipient of the Clement and Annie Chu Professionalism Award. Dr. Allison Hu, who matched into plastic surgery at Stanford University and is a member of the Alpha Omega Alpha Honor Society. She graduated with distinction in research and is the Anton Culver Precision Medicine Research Award recipient. Dr. Reese Fenning, who matched into family medicine. Dr. Catherine Moran, who is an MD, MBA candidate and matched into obstetrics and gynecology. Dr. Christy Milani, who matched into family medicine. Dr. Isai Lopez, who matched into emergency medicine.
Our next graduate is Dr. Brian Kobayashi. He matched into psychiatry. Next, we have Dr. Diane Ray, who matched into psychiatry, and she is a member of the Gold Humanism Honor Society. Our next graduate is Nicole Myers. She matched into psychiatry at UCI. She is an MD, MPH candidate. Next up, we have Dr. David Marriott. He matched into ophthalmology, and he is a member of the Alpha Omega Alpha Honor Medical Society. Dr. Ralph Albert. He matched into psychiatry.
Dr. Celia Chung, who matched into pediatrics and is the recipient of the Medical Arts and Humanities Award. Dr. Avital Fisher, who's graduating with an MD, PhD, and who matched into psychiatry.
Dr. Michelle Bardis, who matched into diagnostic radiology and is the recipient of the Outstanding Graduating Student Performance in the Radiological Sciences Award. Dr. Jillian Chung, who matched into general surgery. Dr. Allie Duffins, who matched into internal medicine.
Dr. Jamie Glenn Collins, who matched into emergency medicine and received the Outstanding Graduating Student Performance in Emergency Medicine Award. Dr. Kathleen Kawe Lowe, who matched into family medicine and was a recipient of the Dr. Harry Herr and Sherry Donat Scholarship. Dr. Daniel Kim, an MD and MBA candidate, who matched into anesthesiology. Dr. Tiffany Chow, who matched into psychiatry and is a member of the Gold Humanism Honor Society. Dr. Andrew Delinko, an MD and PhD candidate, who will be pursuing research in ophthalmology. Dr. Joanna Turkovich, who matched into internal medicine.
Next up, we have Dr. Alex Dang. He matched into emergency medicine here at UCI. We have Dr. Logan Humbird. He's an MD, PhD, and he matched into diagnostic radiology, and he's a recipient of the Macon Family Clinical Research Award. Next up, we have Dr. Lauren DeDecker. She matched into internal medicine, and she's graduating with a distinction in research. Our next candidate is Dr. Alexei Kopolovich. He matched into urology. Congratulations. Our next candidate is Dr. Param Badr. This gentleman matched into ophthalmology at the Cleveland Clinic. He is a member of Alpha Omega Alpha Honor Society, and he is graduating today with a distinction in research. Congratulations. Next up, Dr. Austin Crochetier. He matched into internal medicine at Cedars-Sinai.
Dr. Emma Cooper, who matched into psychiatry. Dr. Nima Koshab, who matched into plastic surgery. Dr. Arnie Shaw, who matched into internal medicine and is the recipient of the Outstanding Graduating Students Performance in Medicine Award. Dr. Joseph Choi, who matched into anesthesiology.
Dr. Ryan Lay, who matched into orthopedic surgery and is a member of Alpha Omega Alpha Honor Medical Society. Dr. Alyssa Ashbaugh, who matched into dermatology and is graduating with distinction in research. Dr. Amanda Anderson, who matched into orthopedic surgery and is a member of Alpha Omega Alpha Honor Medical Society and is graduating with distinction in research. Dr. Kristen Chalmers, who matched into orthopedic surgery and is a member of Alpha Omega Alpha Honor Medical Society and is graduating with distinction in research. Dr. Arya Nikchu, who matched into internal medicine. Dr. Alessandra Sasha Erbste Cortina, who matched into internal medicine and is a member of Alpha Omega Alpha Honor Medical Society.
We have Dr. Dina Corey. She matched into psychiatry, and she's graduating with a distinction in service. She's also received the Outstanding Graduating Student Performance in Psychiatry Award. Our next graduate is Dr. Timothy Vu. He's an MD, MBA candidate, and he matched into internal medicine. He's received the Dean's Award for Promise. He's also a recipient of the Dr. Harry Herr and Sherry Donette Scholarship Award. Our next graduate is Dr. Keaton Cooley Reeders. He matched into thoracic surgery, and he's graduating with a distinction in research. Next is Dr. Jenny Tang. She's an MD, MBA candidate. She matched into anesthesiology. Next is Dr. Clay Thibodeau. He's received an MD, MBA, and he's matched into family medicine.
Dr. Sophia Rafsky, who matched into neurology at UC San Diego and is the recipient of the Neurology Faculty Award. Dr. Alexandra Bray, who matched into family medicine and is a member of the Alpha Omega Alpha Honor Medical Society. Dr. Lauren Chen, who matched into ophthalmology at UC Irvine and is a member of the Alpha Omega Alpha Honor Medical Society. Dr. Kajal Visnagra, who matched into pediatrics at UC Irvine Chalk. Dr. Gabriella Meckler, who matched into family medicine.
Dr. Catherine Kilmond, who matched into pediatrics at UCI Chalk. Dr. Yvonne Liu, who matched into psychiatry and is a member of the Gold Humanism Honor Society. Dr. Brenda Yee, who matched into anesthesiology. Dr. Tiffany Lay, who matched into anesthesiology. Dr. Roy Almag, who matched into emergency medicine. Dr. Jason Kosman, who matched into anesthesiology and is a recipient of the Outstanding Graduating Student Performance in Anesthesiology Award. Dr. Elizabeth Crawford, who matched into obstetrics and gynecology and is the recipient of the Outstanding Graduate Student Performance in Obstetrics and Gynecology Award and the Tawari Scholarship.
Dr. Shreya Iyer. She matched into pediatrics at UCLA. Dr. Ekaterina Turin. She matched into plastic surgery and is a member of Alpha Omega Alpha Honor Medical Society. Dr. Jay Ramsey. He matched into internal medicine. Our next, Dr. Justine Marr. She matched into obstetrics and gynecology here at UCI. Congratulations. Dr. Louis Chow. He matched into internal medicine at Cedars-Sinai. He's also a recipient of the Dr. Harry Hare and Sherry Dunnett Scholarship. Next up is Dr. Vincent Delgado. He matched into internal medicine at UT Southwestern. He's also a member of the Gold Humanitarianism Honor Society.
Dr. Olivia Tsai, who matched into general surgery and is graduating with distinction in arts and humanities, and is the recipient of the Dr. Harry Hare and Sherry Donat Scholarship.
Dr. Stephen Tomasi, who matched into general surgery and is a member of the Alpha Omega Alpha Honor Medical Society. He is graduating with distinction in research and is a recipient of both the Dr. Harry Hare and Sherry Donat Scholarship and the Christopher and Meringuez Award.
Our next physician is Dr. Alberto Harin Lopez. He matched into general surgery at UCSF East Bay in Oakland.
Dr. Christina Kong, who matched into ophthalmology. Dr. Christine Koss, who matched into general surgery and is the recipient of the Dr. Harry Hare and Sherry Donat Scholarship. Dr. Monica Trent, who matched into otolaryngology.
Dr. Ariana Nase, who matched into general surgery. She's a member of Alpha Omega Alpha Honor Medical Society, Gold Humanism Honor Society. She received graduation with distinction in service. She received the Associated Medical Student Government Service Award, as well as the Medical Education Leadership Award. Dr. Sean Williams, who's graduating from the LEAD ABC program. He matched into orthopedic surgery. Dr. Justine Chin, who matched into general surgery. She's a member of Alpha Omega Alpha Honor Medical Society, Gold Humanism Honor Society. She graduated with distinction in research and service, and she received the Outstanding Graduating Student Performance in Surgery Award, as well as the Medical Education Leadership Award. Our students who were unable to be with us today are Kelly Butler, who graduated from LEAD ABC program and matched into family medicine. Nick Baker, who matched into psychiatry. Catherine Brown, who received her MD, MBA, and matched into psychiatry. Joseph Carbone, who matched into diagnostic radiology. Tony Chuan, who matched into child neurology. Julie Ferris, who matched into diagnostic radiology. Kodayar Ghosh-Tasby, who received his MD, MS BATS, matched into otolaryngology, and received the Meiskens Family Clinical Research Award, as well as the Vincent B. Carroll Outstanding Award for Research by a Graduating Student. Daniel Meller, who matched into obstetrics and gynecology. AJ Nair Sharma, who received his MD, MBA, who matched into dermatology, and received the graduation with distinction in research, service, and arts and humanities, who is a member of the Alpha Omega Alpha Honor Society, as well as the Gold Humanism Honor Society. He received the Medical Arts and Humanities Award, as well as the Anton Culver Precision Medicine Research Award. Priyanka Sharma, who matched into pediatrics. Sean Thompson, who matched into emergency medicine. Julia Tran, who matched into diagnostic radiology. Benjamin Vandershelden, who matched into psychiatry. He is a member of Alpha Omega Alpha Honor Society, and he received the Office of the Dean, Fannie J. and Paul J. Marasco Outstanding Graduating Student Award. Rachel Vandershelden, who matched into pathology and was a member of Alpha Omega Alpha Honor Society.
All right, everyone. If you have received your diploma and a picture, we ask that you now return to your cars. We will pause for a few minutes just to let the final students pick up their gifts and their diplomas.
Congratulations on your match day. It has been a crazy year. Despite it, you've still made the wonderful, wonderful choice of becoming a physician. And we are so, so proud of you. So let's get these ceremonies started.
Hi everyone, I'm Kasaluchi Nandu, and I will be doing my training at my #1 Yale. I'm going to UCLA.
Peter China.
I'm thrilled to say that I matched into my top choice. I'm going to Stanford. I'm very excited that I matched into my #1 at UCSF.
I'm doing cardiac surgery at University of Cincinnati.
Shane and I will be couples matching at our #1 choice, UCSF! We couples match. What you in St. Louis? UCLA! My #1 choice.
My #1 choice.
My #1. UC Irvine.
UC Irvine.
UC Irvine. I'm so proud to tell you that I matched into otolaryngology. I have not looked at my email yet, so I'm about to open it. UC
I haven't seen where I'm gonna go, but my parents have. They're gonna announce it right now.
So we are going to finish the program now. So wherever you are, even if you are taking a photo or if you're in your cars, we're going to finish the program so that you can finish your photos after and that those who are done can also leave the ceremony. So if wherever you are right now, if you could turn around and we will finish the ceremony.
Okay, if we could have everybody's attention, please. At this time, Chancellor Gilman will confer the degrees.
Class of 2021, you've been telling people for a while, I'm graduating from the School of Medicine. That raises the question, at what moment exactly do you graduate? And the answer to that question is this moment right now. By the power vested in me by the Regents of the University of California, I now confer the degree of Doctor of Medicine to the UCI School of Medicine, class of 2021. You did it! Congratulations! Woo!
I wish to thank everyone for attending this event. Please wait in your parking spots until you are directed out of the lot.
All right, congratulations once again, class of 2021. Woo!
Good job, awesome. Thank you.